Welcome back and thank you for staying with Metropole Business Center. This is where we talk matters agriculture Wednesday or matters of farming, because we know agriculture is the backbone of Kenya's economy. All right, so I'd like to remind you our topic or question of the day, because our topic of the day was drought management in the country. And now our question of the day reminder is, what crops are drought resistant? What crops are drought resistant? So keep your responses coming in. We are live now on our Facebook page, so that's where you can post your responses. That's on at Metropole TV Kenya, and I'll take just one or two answers that we have coming in. And Nyiva Walimuru, answer is yams. You say your answer is yams. Well, we'll get to find out later on. Naomi wa Viewpoint, a good show today. Tabitha, answer is yams ama sweet potatoes. Yams ama sweet potatoes. Well, all right, we'll get to know the answer at the end of the show. But first, let's have a look at some of the innovations. Agricultural innovations. Yes. Now, let's have a look at some of the agricultural innovations that can help make the global agriculture more drought resilient as well as sustainable. Agroforestry. Planting trees in and around farms reduces soil erosion by providing a natural barrier against strong winds and rainfall. Tree roots also stabilize and nourish soils. Farmers are encouraged to grow trees as windbreaks or as part of combined forage and livestock production, among other uses. Soil management. Alternating crop species allows soil periods of rest, restores nutrients, and also controls pests. Soil amendments such as biochar help soils retain moisture near the surface by providing a direct source of water and nutrients to plant roots even in times of drought. Improving food production from existing livestock. Now, improved animal husbandry practices can increase milk and meat quantities without the need to increase herd sizes or associated environmental degradation. In India, farmers are improving the quality of their feed by using grass, sorghum, stover, and bran to produce more milk from fewer animals. This also reduces pressure on global corn supplies. All right, from agricultural innovations, now let's have a look at our question of the day, which is, what crops are drought resistant? Our question of the day, what crops are drought resistant? And we take more responses from you. And Cherish from CBD answers bananas, maize, and ndomas. Bananas, maize, and ndomas. Well, all right, keep those responses coming in. Our question is, what crops are drought resistant? Text us or post your responses on our Facebook page, that is Metropole TV Kenya. All right, now we continue from innovations. Let's proceed over to the Agri-Facts segment. Now, the word drought may sound like a blanket term used to describe any region with an abnormal absence of water. But there are 4 distinct types of drought that climatologists use to explain the impact of this phenomenon on different sectors of the economy. Meteorological drought. The first and most commonly known type of drought is meteorological drought, which occurs when a region does not receive its expected amount of rainfall for far too long. It is usually on the basis of the degree of dryness in comparison to some normal or average amount and the duration of the dry period. Definitions of meteorological drought must be considered as region-specific, since the atmospheric conditions that result in deficiencies of precipitation are highly variable from region to region. 2. Agricultural drought. Agricultural drought links various characteristics of meteorological or hydrological drought to agricultural impacts, focusing on precipitation shortages, differences between actual and potential evapotranspiration, soil water deficits, reduced groundwater or reservoir levels. Plant water demand depends on prevailing weather conditions, biological characteristics of the specific plant, its stage of growth and the physical and biological properties of the soil. A good definition of agricultural drought should be able to account for the variable susceptibility of crops during different stages of crop development from emergence to maturity. Number 3, hydrological drought. Hydrological drought occurs when a sustained period of meteorological drought causes the depletion of surface water in streams, reservoirs, and rivers. The frequency and severity of hydrological drought is often defined on a watershed or river basin scale. Although all droughts originate with a deficiency of precipitation, hydrologists are more concerned with how this deficiency plays out through the hydrologic system. Socioeconomic drought. Socioeconomic drought is characterized by a sharp drop in the supply of an economic good such as tap water. Its occurrence depends on the time and space processes of supply and demand to identify or classify droughts. The supply of many economic goods such as water, forage, food grains, fish, and hydroelectric power depends on weather. Because of the natural variability of climate, water supply is ample in some years but unable to meet human and environmental needs in other years. Socioeconomic drought occurs when the demand for an economic good exceeds the supply as a result of a weather-related shortfall in water supply. All right, that is your Agrifact, or those are your Agrifacts. And now let's remind you again our question of the day: what crops are drought resistant? Because today we have been tackling drought management in the country, and we ask you, what crops are drought resistant? All right, these are some of the crops that we should be able to plant so that we curb drought in the country. And let me take more of your responses coming in. Herman from Thika unasema good show Tabitha, answer beans amanjahe. Hiya. All right, so thank you so much for all those who posted in your responses. Clemo Mongai wa Thika, Clementina Njuro, Nyivale Muru, Naomi wa Viewpoint. Unasema your answer is yams ama sweet potatoes. Kevo wa Uthiru ulisema ni legumes ama legumes ukipenda, beans, njahe, etc. Cherish from CBD, bananas, maize, and domas. Okay, thank you so much all of you that sent in your responses to us. And let's remind you again, and then we give you the answer. Question of the day: what crops are drought resistant? And ready for the answer? Okay, what crops are drought resistant? Our answer is, or the answer is, beans, corn, cowpeas, black-eyed peas, and field peas. Wow. So you know, how did you fare? All right. Thank you so much for sending in your responses. There you have the answer. What crops are drought resistant? The likes of beans, corns, cowpeas, black-eyed peas, and even field peas. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday, where we talk matters agriculture or matters farming, because agriculture is the backbone of Kenya's economy. You can get talking to us on our social media pages at Metropole TV Kenya on Facebook, also on YouTube, and Metropole TV KE on Twitter. And this is very special on our website, where you get to get a glimpse of all our stories. That is on our website, metropoletv.co.ke. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Tabitha Muthoni. I was sitting in for Kelvin Nyekundi. Until next time, be a good agripreneur.